Welcome to Texas Motor Speedway for tonight's NORL Busch Bonanza CAA 300. Let's see if we can actually see the field. Quickly jump through the field before we get the command to start the engines. Keep an eye out for your favorite driver. Both drivers getting their first start of the season. The 90, James DeCourcy, has not made a race all season. Finally was fast enough here at Texas. And new colors for the 42 team as they've picked up new sponsorship from the Big Ass Fan Company. And the engines have fired. Field rolls away. Should be some action-packed racing. Not quite the same as we saw at the last mile and a half in Atlanta, but I expect a little bit of similarity to be seen. Guess I'll throw things to myself. Pace car coming off of turn 4. They're going to hand the field over to the starter. Pace car peels away. And we're green from Texas. Out the front already. Here comes Farrell on the bottom. Big push coming from Doug Spark. And Farrell will get that new sponsorship to lead the first lap. Spark gets clear, tries to pull back up on that 42, but not getting the run. Tries to come back down to the bottom, but the 86 is there. Big run coming from the 86 now. Trying to get a little single file breakaway here at the front, but it's not working yet. Ooh, almost contact there between Poulsen and York. York coming with a run. Farrell's going to block him off. Torgerson now with Stout giving him a push on the bottom. They get alongside York but can't get to Farrell. Farrell's holding them off pretty well here. Torgerson looking for the inside though. I think he's going to get there on Farrell. Farrell will have led the first 5. Now we're going to, first 4, correction. We're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Farrell all the way to the top of the track. No help up there. Now they've got York in the middle. Field getting a little stacked up now that they're dicing at the front. Here comes Dave Daniels looking for the lead. Field slowly strings out here. Kind of cold evening, really giving them a lot of grip and a lot of power tonight. And Dave Daniels will lead a lap, but I don't think he's going to lead the next one. Nigel Ramaswamy to the lead. They're 3 wide for second. Car's looking a little nervous in the draft. 46 had an issue on the grid and is about to go down another lap. Already 2 down, not the start Kevin wanted to this race. But it is peak Kevin. Finally make a race and have problems on the damn grid. He's going to hope that he can get in with the draft, maybe get lucky, get some laps back. Jared Mogart will lead that lap. Roderick Whitman coming on the inside, looking for the lead. Whitman gets clear, gets a good run through the bottom there. They're coming up on Kevin pretty quickly here. Couple of cars getting tailed off at the back here as we come around to finish the 9th lap. Whitman's going to lead it. And Kevin's been caught by the pack. Pack continues to try to work themselves out. They've dropped a couple of cars. It's expected as we go through this run, the tires are going to wear out a bit, and we'll see the pack start to string out some more, but it's exciting racing here on fresh tires. Stephen Lowe, your leader, as we work the 12th lap. Looks like Kevin has integrated with the pack. And look at how quickly you lose it if you're not in the draft. Jeez. These guys are going backwards. Got Adam Beresford hot on the leader's trail here. Hunting for a way to get around, trying to build up some momentum. First few trying to break away now. If they get single file, they might do it. But they're not. Beresford wants the lead. Beresford, Gunk, Drake going by on the bottom. Gunk gonna have a look for the lead himself. Here comes Tony Gunk on the bottom. Big push from Scott Drake and Mike Carroll. And Tony Gunk will lead the lap. And then move on up. Don't know if that was a planned move or not. But here comes Scott Drake to the lead. Quickly approaching the 119. That car lost the draft early and is out there in no man's land. John Cheeseman going for the lead. Push from Jack Painter and Isaac Groth. Tony Tonto Jr. back behind him. Painter gets a little out of shape there in the middle of the corner. Gathers it back up. They've caught the slower car right in the middle of the corner. This might accordion the pack up a bit. And that 119 is just going to sit at the head of the field for a moment. Kind of blocked all the lanes, trying to stay on the lead lap as long as he can. But it's finally going to get passed by the leader. Checkup did keep the 90 from losing the draft, though. Kevin's holding in with the draft. If he could get some laps back, he might have a dangerous car.
New player.
And Gino Sphere going for the lead. Push coming from Stout behind him. Is Stout actually going to push? No, he's going to go for it himself. Sphere tries to close it off. He'll get the lap, but that was edgy. Oi hoy, and welcome to Texas. Tommy Davis going for the lead. Nigel right on his bumper, trying to push him up off the bottom. There's Kevin fighting to try to be ahead of the leader in case the yellow comes out. Would save one of his laps.
So it's like old Texas.
Of course, it's good Texas. Well, the best Texas we ever had, anyway. Current Texas is awful.
Is that the Derek Hope 37 font on the car that's leading?
You know, I don't know where I got that 37 from. I'm not even sure if that was a pre-built 37 or if I put that one together from a number font. Kind of lose track on these things. Got a nice new car in the field for the 42 this race.
Who is the 432?
Bobby Farrell. That K&N car, like, the concept was cool, but it just didn't really work. I think a lot of it's because of the way that logo is.
Is it the Richard Petty driving school sponsored car?
No. They picked up sponsorship from the Big Ass Fan Company. It sucks that Kevin makes a race, had a problem on the grid, and is 3 laps down.
Oh!
He's battling to only be 2 laps down if a yellow comes out. I mean...
What happened to him?
Had an issue on the grid. I mean, the most Kevin thing you can think of. Weird problem on the grid when he finally makes a race, right? I mean, I believe our winner last week actually did have to fight back from a lap down, so I mean, it's not impossible, but 3 is a bit many to try to come back from. Yeah, in my testing, if this run goes long enough, the field should actually start to break up, which is kind of what I wanted, was pack racing on new tires, and then as the tires wear for the field to start breaking up. And it's been that thus far. A few cars have lost the draft. Wow, field's getting really strung out now because Scott Drake had some sort of problem there. That car looks slow. What is happening back here? It's up to speed now. What happened there in 1 and 2? Oh, it wasn't Scott Drake. It was Stephen Davis blew up in the middle of the pack and Doug Spark hit him. That's unfortunate. That was not minor contact either. Yep, Spark in the pits now to get that damage repaired. Still green, no yellow from that. And that's really spread the pack out.
Not a good day for the Kevin/Doug Spark team.
Yeah, that's not ideal. But that really broke the field up. There's that 42 car. I'm happy with how that car came out. So the pack's now been completely broken up by that incident.
I feel like it's more of a sponsor that should be on a Kevin car.
Maybe. Catching the lap traffic, and they're all over each other. Spark back in the race. 45 has been retired. Whole field just checked up when they caught these guys. Oh, Doug's gonna have a bad day. They had to cut the hood off that thing. That's really broken the pack up. Yeah, field spread all over the speedway now. Farrell going for the lead. He'll lead yet another lap.
There.
Hey, dog.
Yeah.
Is E-Bus on vacation, or has he been replaced, or what?
E-Bus?
Yeah.
I mean, Doug, it's the kind of the off season. What's he gonna break down?
Other sports? I don't know.
Yeah, I know they watch other sports.
Yeah, Doug, whenever you see D-Butt breaking down baseball on here, let me know. No, Doug, they had him on, I think it was last week they had him on one day. Actually, maybe they had him on twice. Like 2 days in a row. Doug, they had AQ on, but actually they had him on twice, but only when they had questions about offensive line guys getting hired. They're like, hey, call AQ, call AQ.
Watching Boston Connor taking on the Thunder Force 2.0.
Oh,
Man, these top two are trying to break away.
you got a link for that?
Yeah.
I kind of need to see that. They skip right over it on the rate or on the podcast.
So I go to a minute, that's where I am. I'm about to sweat my fucking ass off.
Are
Well,
you played at a
it is
minute or are you
Florida.
paused at a minute?
No, I had it paused in a minute.
Alright, I'm ready.
Hold on, 3, 2, 1, go on go.
Well, they've dragged back the top two. Field's still getting kind of forming a little bit back up, but a lot of those guys are a little ways off the back. I don't know are going to come back.
So Ty did it the day before this. Oh wait, 323. Oh yeah, that's good. He did it the day before this.
So I saw they only suspended Josh for one race.
So it's probably worth it. He doubled his Twitter followers.
I mean, there's that. I'm surprised that he got off lighter than who was it? Wasn't it Carl Long that they basically blackballed for having a blown motor that was too big?
I mean, that seems like a lot different.
I would argue that what Josh did was worse. He tried to make a mockery of the officiating. Whereas Carl Long had a motor that blew up and might have been too big.
Well, I don't think they would have suspended, banned him if it might have been too big.
They had John McEnroe on the show today.
Yeah, dog. And Shaq.
I definitely thought that McEnroe had died. Who am I thinking of?
Andre Agassi.
I think he's alive too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's alive.
I don't know who I'm thinking of. Probably a golfer, not a tennis player, then.
Phil Mixon.
Pretty sure he's still alive too, but I get him and Jack Nicholson confused sometimes. So we've kind of broken up into two groups.
Yesterday they did it, and Ty, they had a 90-second time limit, and Ty did it in 57.
9 minutes?
How's life been treating you, John Batista?
Been okay.
Well, we'll take that over bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, today's a decent day. I cleared half my desk.
Cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny. So Sunday, I got paid to watch a NASCAR race and file 3 reports, basically. It was like, I didn't have to do anything all day. It was great. Oh, getting ready to lap Doug Spark again. And the 119. Something's got to be off with that car then.
You mind if we pause at 4:15?
Yeah, I can pause.
Alright, give me 1 second.
This might break some of these guys off the lead group and send them to the second group. They got real checked up passing Doug. Okay, I love how it does that randomly. Yeah, I think Geno Sphere's going back to the second group. Oh yeah, Geno's lost the lead group for sure now. Dave might have too. And Kevin has now passed Doug Spark. It kind of sucks to see him staying with the lead group too when he's 3 laps down. Like, he could have been in contention. And I don't know that he's going to get the lucky yellows he'd need to get 3 laps back. Leaders are trying to break this pack up, but they can't stay single file long enough to do it. Nearing the 1/4 distance. 56 car and leads this race. 19's just hurting people back here.
Sorry, Doc. I think I'm getting a ginger ale sweat, so I had to change my shorts.
Ginger ale sweats? What?
Alright, I'm ready. Ow, ow, ow.
13's getting ready to get lapped. Bev has completely lost the draft.
Sorry, I had to get some water.
Alright, shit. Ready? Alright, ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Some of these teams clearly missed today with how quickly they get lapped and go straight out the back. 57 team did not hit the setup tonight.
Why aren't they using the Russell Wilson Roadie football?
Getting ready to catch Doug Spark again as well.
Wow.
13 might stay with the program if she's lucky here. Back's stretching out again. The good news is if you're in this draft but lose it, there's another pack back there to keep you from going a lap down in any immediate sense. I'm starting to hear him lift a bit. Oh, that might have been because I caught Doug though. And stuck behind that car. Ooh, contact. Ooh, they're bouncing off each other back here. And we got cars pitting. Green flag stops have commenced. I don't know how we didn't just have a big crash there. Now it's going to be interesting to see how these pit stops cycle, because this could further break up these groups. Cars coming in. We've got a trio at the front that have not yet pitted. Kevin, being 3 laps down, is probably trying to run it as long as he can and hope for a yellow while everybody else pits. Tom Barber and Nate Moorhead staying out, trying to stretch it themselves, see if maybe 2 cars. Well, Nate, that's not going to help. If you're going to race him, that's not going to make you guys faster. Looks like Nate might be coming in. Nate peels away, leaving just Tom Barber and Kevin out here. What Kevin wants to see is Tom dive for the pits and probably an immediate yellow. Assuming that Kevin doesn't have that many more laps in the tank than these guys. Is Tom coming in here? Barber peels away. Kevin would love to see a yellow right now. But I think this is going to hurt him doing this. Because if he doesn't get the yellow, he's going to probably lose a ton of time from running out here by himself.
Oh, you see that?
Still going.
You see that one on the bottom line, Doug? John Magro does not appear to be a fan of pickleball.
Yeah, Doug, fuck
See, this I believe
Yeah.
is going to be our lead.
Meanwhile,
group here.
John McEnroe is playing for $1 million in pickleball.
You can be good at something and not like it. Tom Barber coming out of the pits ahead of this group. Let's see what happens. They're going to have a head of steam on him.
Doug, I was looking through my phone photos today, and
He's
I
gonna
have
stay with
pictures
him.
of our NBA franchise.
Ooh. Dog.
So we've greatly reduced
That
the
was
lead
so much.
group through the
We
pit
played a lot
stop
of games
sequence.
that were very fun.
Doug, what team are you again?
I was Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh,
Although,
should catch
considering
Doug
we
in the
can't
worst
get anyone
place.
else to finish the game with us, we might as well restart. Well, actually, no. That sim was like 100 gigs, dog. There's no way I'm re-downloading that. I don't have enough room on my computer.
Get a solid state drive off of Amazon. I just bought a 2 terabyte one for like 120.
Yeah.
It's on sale like 70% off from SanDisk, so I'm sure they're about to put out a new one, but I remembered I need to replace the drive I have because the drive I have is failing. Kevin finally pits, and as I suspected, he will not be in the lead group anymore. So we've kind of whittled down our lead group now to 7. I think Barber's going to catch back up here. He certainly would like to. There's a much bigger group behind him now. Group behind him not gaining at the moment. Going 3 wide is going to help Barber potentially, but I don't know that he's going to drag this back. Yeah, I think he's alright now. Second pack, I think, just caught Doug Spark the last lap, though, so we'll see if... well, Tom, like, keeps fading a little bit, right when you think he's got him again. Second group's losing time.
I'm not really sure why, but yesterday I watched during my lunch break. I watched a video of the Nazi experiments.
Why? Like,
Dude, they do some
a
crazy
documentary
shit.
about him?
No. I mean, it was not a documentary. It was like a 20-minute video.
I'm gonna ask the question this way. Was it a video talking about the things they did or showing you things that they wanted to do? Like...
No, just talking about what they did.
Okay, I would describe that as a documentary. You want some really messed up stuff, read into what the Japanese did. Because
Oh, they were doing shit.
they were dissecting people who were alive. They were doing awful things. They were intentionally giving people horrible diseases just to see what would happen to them. Like, yeah, those two nations did some really awful things during the Second World War, and that's a controversial point that I'm sure.
A controversy.
Actually, it is a controversial point in Japan. They don't like to acknowledge that any of those things happened. It's kind of weird.
Dude, apparently they were putting like kids in chairs, and they would have like a hammer attached to the top, like on a board behind, and the hammer would like fall and it would restart, and they did it for like days at a time. Like into the head.
I don't think I
That's
understand. Like, what was it?
Okay.
Just repeatedly hitting people in the head with a hammer?
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to figure out if it was like seeing if they could do something to not get hit. It's just like we're seeing what happens if you repeatedly hit somebody in the head with a hammer. Shockingly,
Yeah.
probably not good for your health.
No. So they would tie the kid up into the chair. And on the back of the chair was a long board. At the top of the board, they had a hammer that would fall on your head, and then at the bottom it would restart. And they would just do that for, a long time.
Shockingly, the Nazis were bad. So this group is getting away. which is good for them. They're going to be lapping some more cars here soon. Oh, we got multiple packs that formed on the track now. Ooh, that was a little edgy there, Nate. You can't quite turn in on a guy like that. They're catching Nigel Ramaswamy and Mike Carroll. Put them down a lap. Yeah, that 27 doesn't really seem to have the pace to really stay in this group. I think they might drop him if they get the chance. He's really not doing any work for him. This breakaway off the front really needs cars that are going to help it, not drag it back. Granted, they are getting away, so... They're going to get checked up here because these guys are going to be double wide. These two might hang out in this group. They should be fast enough to stay with them. Yeah, I think they will. They're going to catch Doug Spark again. Spark's just out here waiting for people to fall out of this race. That's all he can really hope for now. That really checks him up every time they catch him. Also, frankly, risks people getting shuffled off the back here if they have a real hard time passing him. Nate and Diggs here are way further back than what's comfortable because of this. Come on, Nate, you gotta pass him. I think Nate just lost his draft doing that. He needed to duck low there, and he didn't do it.
I got a problem with my fucking coworker.
Oh?
He doesn't stop burping in front of customers.
That's...
Weird.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah.
Yep, Nate's lost the draft here. He still hasn't passed
I don't
Doug.
know, like, what to do. Bro, come on.
You could tell him to stop burping at customers.
Stop the bullshit.
Or probably better would be to first ask, is there a medical issue that's causing this? Is there something we can do to help this? If it's just like, you don't have any manners, then it's like, okay, then you need to get some fucking manners.
Do a new fucking job.
They sent Nate back to the second group. And they seem to be trying to lose Mike Carroll and Tom and Nigel, but it's not really... I think Nigel's going to come back here and bring the rest with him. This is exactly how I hoped this race would go. Is start off with, you know, 3 wide chaos and work our way into something a little more spread out like this. Mike's losing this group. There's a point where you just fall off the cliff from this draft and just disappear almost immediately, and I think Mike's about to hit it. Nate still hasn't gone back to the other pack yet. And that other pack continues to lose time. I don't know how you lose time with that many more cars, but they must be dicing too much back there. Mike's gone.
Alright. I'm not sure about Benny Carson's home.
That shit's fake.
No, it just doesn't look that nice for a former champion. I can't believe they put his address on TV.
What year was it though?
1988.
Okay, yeah, like you absolutely couldn't do that now. 1988, people aren't going to be able to find it. You don't have Google Maps. And hell, Tony will put his credit card information on stream, so...
That's true. Did he ever lose his entire identity for doing that?
I think he got away with it, because I think the only people that ever saw that stream were us. But if there had been just somebody nefarious watching, he'd have been done. It would have been over. And I've told him a couple of times, I've tried to instruct him how he could do a blank screen or a title card like I do in OBS. It's not very hard, and it would save him a whole lot of hassle. We wouldn't harass him about his desktop. We wouldn't see his browsing habits.
What's the deal with being 201 last instead of 200?
That's just what it broke down to. I wanted exactly 200, but the percentages, it was 201. I'm like, that's good enough. I'm sure if you super duper measured the track, that it's not quite a mile and a half or some nonsense. Well, you know what it is? We go that extra lap and a half. No, we go that extra lap for the fans. What was it, the Sylvania 301 at New Hampshire? Because they go the extra mile.
Yeah, that's dumb. Actually, or the extra mile and a 20th or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like flabbergasted the second pack didn't run these guys down. Like the second pack is way more cars, but they just don't seem to be organized back there, I guess.
You're running Dakota this week?
Fuck no. I hate that racetrack. I did get a North Wilkesboro in earlier, though.
Did you ask if you ran anything?
I got a North Wilkesboro in... What did I...
In the late model?
Yeah. I ran a Dallara Dash for fun yesterday at Texas. Got wiped out by a lap car, but, you know, it's an unofficial series, so whatever. I wish they would make an official oval series for that car. It would be great. That car is so much fun now on ovals, but, you know. See, I need to get a Clio in, Dirt Late Model, and Formula Ford. I think the Formula Ford's at Donington National this week for the non-rookie series. And the Clios are at fucking Okayama. I didn't look to see where production car was, because that would be something fun to run too. So they've kept Nigel with them, so they got one lap.
Tour mods at Lanier. I'm thinking about running that.
I saw like in the patch notes that they like renamed some of the cars. I think the Modify was one of them because people were getting confused, I guess. I didn't quite follow because it didn't show what the old name was. So I'm like, wasn't that what it was always called? Gen 4 is what, Richmond this week?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We're doing, what, 110 laps, though?
Yeah. They do seem a little bit too long. Who's Cold Axel?
What?
Who's Cold Axel in your chat for your race?
I have no idea. It's apparently somebody that likes to watch Bonanza races.
Sup, Cold Axel?
I do on the TV leave the chat on so I can look over the shoulder and see it, like when Broderick was in the chat. I could, see what he was saying on. It was on a delay, obviously, but because I don't have multiple monitors, that's the only way I can really do it. Oh, I saw that Harvick's going to run the Cars Tour race at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, number 62.
Yeah, was there... I didn't see anywhere where anybody explained why 62? Or was it just what they got?
I don't know about the number, but I think it has something to do... I think it means something to him because that's Keelan's number on his legend car or whatever. But like they said, the number font was a tribute to his father-in-law. It's like a cursive 62.
Yeah, it was a sharp-looking car in the render I saw. I've been thinking, like, are we going to get a modern version of North Wilkesboro on iRacing now?
I was wondering when I saw the picture, like, it's changed a lot since 1987. Who would have thought?
Like, I was surprised we didn't get a as-scanned version of it. We only got 1987.
Well, I think that's how they scanned it, because they just repaved it. So I wonder if they did a lot of that other stuff just now.
Well, so the thing though is, like, the pit road's completely different than what it was in the 80s.
Yeah, I wonder if they just did that when they repaved it.
Concrete walls and all that. No, the pit road's been like that since 1996. Like, none of that has changed recently. That's why I thought it was kind of weird that we only got that version. And honestly, that version, like the pit road on that, is a real nightmare. Because especially in practice, you just get dumped out onto the apex of the corner half the time. It's like, this isn't ideal.
Yeah, that's not a good pit exit at all.
There are worse ones, but... what was it? I was running the late model set. Was it Port Royal that it just dumps you out in turn 2? And when there's other cars in the pits, you can't tell if somebody's coming, so it's a real nightmare. You almost have to sit there for a lap or two to see where the gap is, if there's anybody on track.
Kansas Road was bad for that.
Oh, yeah. There's some of those, like, Road and Legends layouts had that problem, too.
We ran 127 laps there on Tuesday.
Jeez, why?
It was a league race.
Yeah, I'm asking why they chose that track.
It's a dumb league. They wrote them down like a second this run, which doesn't seem like enough if they're going to run them all the way down.
Yeah, well, they dropped back to 8, so they're getting back about to where they were when the run started.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that they were as close as they were.
Yeah, but they just lost time again because they probably caught Doug Spark. Like, I think they need this group to break up some more because this group seems to be, because it's so small, they get a little more single file and they're just running faster than the pack. I'm sure on the next set of pit stops, it's probably coming up here in about 10 laps, this group will get broken up even further. Because, like, Tom Barber on the last round, I think he stayed out 4 laps longer than most of these guys. I
Yeah,
didn't
if
think
we know
it
anything,
was gonna work.
whoa, they just lost a lot. If we know anything about Tom Barber, we know he uses like quarter throttle the entire race.
I mean, that would explain why he's just sitting at the back of this group. Like, they keep looking like they're gonna drop him, and then he comes right back.
So did Tom Barber ever finish a race inside like the top 10? Maybe I should say outside the bottom 3.
Coming up on halfway. I think they finally might have lost Nigel out of this group. He was a lap down anyway. Yeah, no, he's gonna hang on here because Farrell came back for him. There is like, there's a cutoff point. You get far enough back with this package, they just drop away very rapidly, like a second a lap once they hit a certain threshold. Yeah, they got a whole straightaway and a little bit more on the second group. think Jack Painter is going to lose the group because he got stuck behind Doug Spark. Yeah, he's a second quarterback. Yeah, he's not coming back. Green flag pit stops. Once again. Let's see if this breaks up the field or brings it back together. I suspect it'll further break up the field, but we'll see. I think Farrell's coming in here. A few more peel off to the pits. Kind of expect the 27 to be the last one in. I think the 40's coming this lap. Yep, here he comes. Why would you do that? It did nothing to help. Yep, Barber's going to be the last one of the lead group to pit. He's gone at least 2 more laps than everybody else.
One nice thing about iRacing is that it's not just if you take a can and a half or 2 cans, you could take like 2/3 of a can.
Yeah, although I like the way that made the strategy shake up in, N4 in 2003 about, how many tires you wanted, but yeah. I like that they finally added something where the game will recommend how much fuel it thinks you need. I don't know why that wasn't there from the get-go since it was, in the prior sims. Okay, is he going to go another lap or is he pitting here? I think he's pitting. Yes, Tom Barber finally peels off. What was that, 3 or 4 more laps than everybody else? Will be one more stop, I think, is all they're going to need from here, so. Let's see where Barber meshes into the running order here. I think he's going to come out the leader still, which is amazing. Yeah, he did it again. I don't know how he makes that work. I would have thought being out there laps like that all by yourself, he would be way behind these guys, but he's still right there with them. But the lead group did get smaller. They got rid of Jared. And they picked up a new lap car. Still only one car out of the race. Tom's not saving enough to cut out a pit stop or anything, so I don't really know if it's going to do anything for him. Painter and Mogart are together behind this group, but they're losing time. The main pack is 10 seconds back. Yep, almost 10 on the dot. They're losing ground. This group's going to pick up a bunch of lap cars here in a minute. They're coming up on this group pretty quick. So they've caught a group of lap cars. We'll see if any of them stay with this group and help bolster its numbers. Main pack's still losing to this lead group. I just don't think the pack is organized enough to catch a group this size. I honestly wonder if it'll get better for the pack if this group grows. It might slow them down. And we have a caution. Oh no, we got a crash in the lead group now. 13 just got turned around in the middle of the backstretch. And somehow didn't seem to hit anything. But what was the yellow for? Ooh, Ben White got his lap back. Okay, let's see what the yellow was for. That'll bring the whole field back together. I bet it was a debris yellow. Because I bet I'm not going to find a car spinning. The spin happened after the yellow came out. Yeah, that's exactly what seems to have happened. We got a debris yellow, and then they spun a car out. In the lead group, even. Oh, Farrell got into Scott Drake and turned him down the track and put the 13 in the fence. It's unfortunate. Oh, Nigel got his lap back too. And the leaders aren't pitting. Well, I guess they can't make it from here. But I would still think you would pit. So working our first caution, it was initially for debris, and then we had a car get spun around right after the yellow came out, so we were going to get a yellow either way. It's allowed the 19 and the 37 to get a lot of time back. They were in the lead group a lap down. They got their laps back. This will drag everybody back up to lead pack. And Kevin's still 3 laps down. He did not catch a break on that one. If he could have gotten one of his laps, that would have helped him. The 15 did pit, so there were a few takers, but not nearly as many as I would have thought. So how many do we have on the lead lap? We got 32 on the lead lap. Down a lap are Scott Drake, James DeCourcy, Steve Inkman, Mike Carroll, Larry Sheldrick, Bev Fresh, Brian Phillips, Kevin Corbett, and Doug Spark is down 7 laps with a heavily damaged race car. It's actually amazing, that incident with Stephen Davis and Doug Spark, that wasn't a big crash. It probably should have been. So this puts everybody in the lead lap back into contention. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Doug.
Ready for some honky.
I guess not. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to get them double wide and let them loose. Where's he going to line up the 03? It's going to be the last one. Yeah, it's going to be the last one on the bottom. Hopefully enough of the pack gets around him that's not a nightmare. So Tom Barber leads, Tony Gunkin second, Mullimer Diggs in third, Bobby Farrell in fourth, Jack Painter running fifth, Adam Beresford in sixth, 56 of Ann American, and the 47 of Spike Levinson. That's a good run for him. Broderick Whitman and Jonathan Cheeseman are the top 10 as they run now. It's going to be really important is getting around Doug Spark on this start. If you get around that car, you'll be okay, I think. Because most of the rest of the lap cars will hang around in the pack long enough that they're not going to send you out the back. Pace car peels away. Tom Barber's got him under his control, waiting for the green. And we're green again from Texas. Accelerating up to speed. Come on, guys, gotta get around Doug back there. Lap car is going to put the leader 3 wide. They're seeing an opportunity and think there's going to be a yellow pretty soon, based on a racing like that. Jeez, look at these lap cars. They're all going to come around the leader. A yellow now would be quite interesting. Cars behind trying to get caught back up now that they've passed Doug. I don't know that all of them are going to get here. Barber going backwards. Leader's now the 40 car, somewhere in the middle of that angry pack. The lap cars out at the front, hoping for another yellow. 36 now your leader. That's the first we've seen that number all day. And this pack has gotten massive. Cars are getting back onto it from behind. Front of this field getting stretched out behind the lap cars. I think Spike Levinson may have just taken the lead. Nope, not yet. But he's working on him up here. Spike now gets shuffled. Kevin and Inkman trying to stay ahead of the leader and hope for a caution. I don't know if they're going to get it, but you can always hope. Kevin's going to lose one of his laps here now. Nothing that can be done about it. So Jarrett's going to be off sequence when we get down to the final pit stop. I don't know if that'll help or hurt. Heating up. Steve Inkman's just sitting out here praying for a yellow flag, but I don't think he's going to get it. These guys have been pretty respectful in the draft all night. There goes Steve. He's going to lose that lap he fought hard to get. And we'll see if he can hang on at the front and try to cycle back up.
Doug. Oh.
Catching Doug Spark again. This will probably shuffle up the pack once more. They're going to go by him on both sides. Oh, he's going to pinch Mersdorf up to the wall. Mersdorf had to lift. Now that inside line's going to come rushing past. It's just a shame that that thing's so far off the pace. Probably been better had they not even done any work on it, because cutting that foot off did not help.
What was it?
Are you ready?
Sorry, I'm racing.
Racing what?
Pure mods.
Cool mods?
Yeah, no, it's the first time I've seen it split in forever. I figured I should run it.
Puck drop had to be delayed because this Minnesota Philly game was an OT.
What does that have to do with our game? Are we on ESPN?
We're on national.
So that means no delay won't work.
Watch it right now.
Oh, that's good.
Dave Daniels is
And
now the
Shane's
leader. I
not
guess we can
good
go look
issue,
and see
though.
what's happening here at the front. Is hey, look at that Bobby Farrell. That car's been strong all night. It's gonna be one of the guys we're gonna have to beat here at the end. Tony Tonto Jr. up here. Haven't seen him in a while. He wasn't in the lead group. His caution's given a number of cars a new lease on life as I hear a crack of thunder outside. Just sitting here, all of a sudden I hear a big crack of thunder outside. Barrel edges ahead. But he's not going to keep the bottom, so they're going to go by him.
Damn.
We're nearing the pit window where they can make it.
We're gonna have a full crowd at Cashman Field this weekend.
Whose field is that?
The Vegas Vipers.
Okay. I figured it was an XFL team, I just didn't know which one. Well, I knew which one it wasn't.
Yeah.
Man, it is belting rain down outside. You know, I should go make sure the bedroom window's closed.
Well, I know I'm gonna save the tires pretty well because I am very slow.
You see that Carter Hart and Taylor Hawkins match?
No, it's kind of cool. Maybe we should get Carter Hart.
Fuck, we need somebody.
Spoiler alert, my bedroom window wasn't closed and some rain was getting in. Glad I thought to check that.
Yeah, getting extra sets of tires, so be smart out there.
My out there.
So some guy was just talking about a race at Six Flags. He's like, oh wait, I mean 5 Flags.
Let's see.
By who? Carter Hart?
500.
Back to commentary. Got about 50 to go. And Isaac Growth leads. Jeez, and we've caught Doug Spark again because of course we have. Seems like we catch him about every, I don't know, 10 laps or so. Let's see Rod Weston go to lead. Kevin out here really hoping for that yellow. Jared Mogart's going to go to the lead here. Nigel Ramaswamy, who was a lap down earlier, now looks for the lead. Cars are getting tailed off each time they catch Doug, aren't they? Some honestly good cars have gotten tailed off here recently. Yari Rodriguez working his way up towards the front. Haven't heard much of him tonight.
Doug Flyers wins in the shootout.
Nice job, Carter Hart. Oh,
1-0.
did they beat?
Minnesota.
Ooh. Flurry in that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Penguin Stars.
Stairs. Texas hockey.
And Yari finally gets himself in the
Watch
top
this,
10. That's the first time I think
modified
we've seen
race
that
while
all
we're
day.
waiting.
I'm not racing fucking modified, Doug.
I just said, come watch this race while we're waiting. So you don't even need to put the wheel on there.
Doug, the game starts 1 minute from now.
Oh no. Well, looks like I'm gonna miss it.
So we're in a range where you can make it if you pit here.
So that's a good time for the ESPN crew. They don't gotta fill. Oh no.
There's Doug again. They're going to catch him and screw this whole pack up, aren't they? I wonder if that second group has any chance of getting back. Oh, is that Doug? No, that might be the 93 they're catching.
Who the hell is Arda Ocal?
Is he in that?
Doug, he's in place with Steve Levy.
Oh. What?
Texas hockey. Oh, Doug, Steve Levy's in the booth tonight. Let's go.
This is a 93 that we're catching. Patterson's
He's normally down on the
left.
ice.
Doug, he's usually in the studio.
Oh. No, no, Steve Levy does ESPN games.
Yeah, sometimes. But
And
he's
there's
usually in
Doug
the studio
Spark.
at PK Savannah.
Only during NHL or ESPN Plus games, Doug.
Oh, shit, my bad. What is this one?
I think it's regular ESPN, isn't it?
I don't know.
And Doug Sparks getting caught again. Let's see how it ruins the field. Oh, they're going to go by him on both sides. And now they're not. Gonna need to get to the bottom, guys.
dog, no delay is working fine. The only problem is the quality's so low I can't see the puck.
Cool.
Which is important with this game. The sport.
So that's stretched out the field, and I think Yari and Tom Barber are going to lose the draft here. Up at the front, Smoking Joe Mersdorf leads this race. Steve Inkman hanging in there, trying to get his lap back if he's lucky. Same for Kevin. It's a real shame that he's 3 laps down. He'd be in with a chance.
Oh, dog. Penguins don't have any of their backup goalies in the building right now.
Yeah, Tokarski is on his way or something.
Yeah, they didn't make it.
Well, like, they can still make it. They can still make it during the game, right?
I don't know.
What's the other guy? Philip?
Oh, they had their e-bug. Mike Jason.
Oh. These guys up for, like, coach or, like, one of the, like a junior league or something?
Dog, Audrey's 30-10 this year.
Yeah, no, he's so good.
Pit stop starting. Tony Gunk, the first one in.
Kind of rubbed on this guy when I passed him, and then got turned. But I didn't go all the way around. I saved it, and then since I was running the back, I was saving fuel, and then they just wrecked like 3 cars. Plus, the guy that turned me pitted because he smoked the wall like 3 times. So we got some pretty good tires, I think. I like the no change in tires thing though.
So the pit stops have started, but they don't seem to be going in big groups. It seems to be small groups coming in. Ben White, I don't think is going to come out with this group. I don't know. He's probably going to hang with the back of this pack if he's lucky. .40 coming, the 33, 37, 57. That's a larger group
Yeah, I
there.
think I like the TNT broadcast a lot better.
Oh yeah.
This is where the pack might break up, is on this final pit stop. Got a breakaway off the front of the pack that's been created by cars pitting. Looks like the 7's coming in this time. 54 maybe joining him. Yep, they're both in. Good sequence at takers that time for pit road. Reigns will lead the lap. And Daniels is going to get side by side with him for stupid reasons. But they're side by side behind as well, so not really making much of a difference here. Looks like Daniels may be signaling to pit road here. Daniels and Reigns come in. Kevin stays out with Sphere, Mogard, and York. Kevin would love a yellow right now.
Ooh, Gardner almost had another goal.
Looks like York might be coming here. They may all be coming in. Nope, Mogard and Kevin stay out. Jared did pit under the yellow. That's right. He's going to stay out for a long time here. He's probably got, what, 10, 15 more laps than everybody else? Right? So we're down, we got 4 cars in the lead lap. If a yellow comes out, Jared looks like a genius. But he and Kevin swapping like this can't be helping him. So they come up on Doug again.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Doug, our e-bug is not here. The e-bug for tonight for us is Tom Hodges, who sells insurance and is blind in one eye.
There is now
way.
one car
No
on the
way.
lead lap.
Wait, Sam, aren't we just talking about you can't play in the NHL if you're blind at all?
When did we ever say that?
We talked about this a couple months ago.
We talked about the visor rules.
Oh, we talked about the blind rules. In the NHL rulebook, it says you can't be blind at all in either eye.
Hmm.
Or both eyes. Well, I guess for goalies, you're exempt from being blind.
They probably don't want it to be like, oh, you get a puck in your eye and now you're blind totally.
How do you have depth perception with one eye?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think that would be good for a netminder.
Doug, the same guy who tried to turn me earlier pitted, came back through, and then when I slowed down to avoid a wreck, ramped off my right rear into the wall, and I was mad at me.
Because he doesn't have the wherewithal to brake for a crash?
2-on-1.
Well, it wasn't, I'd say it wasn't technically a crash, because it was just a guy real sideways in the track, but coming down in front of me, so I braked to go high and got run over. But it was enough to bring out a caution. Like, I slowed down and the caution came out.
Yeah, it sounds like he's not looking forward at the car in front of him. It's just staring at your back bumper and not thinking about anything else.
Probably. The only reason he got on me anyway is because I backed off to save fuel.
Like your booty so you drive?
And not to save fuel, to save tires.
I really wonder how this is going to shake out and how far Jared can go. A yellow now, and he's a genius and wins this race hands down. That would be amazing. I don't think it'll happen, but it'd be amazing. But he's also out here by himself. I think once he pits, he's going to be in no man's land. There's no way you can make it, right? No, it was like lap 120 something, right? 80, 70 some odd laps. It's not gonna happen.
Inanility.
He might get some help from behind right as he catches his 24. So he starts lap 180. Got a car coming in, Doug Spark coming in for service. Jared finally comes in. Couldn't go any further. Alright, everybody's going to cycle back onto the lead lap here first.
Dog, Jack Edwards is unlistenable. Dude.
So we got a small pack and a big pack like we had the last time. Jared, I can't imagine he needs a lot of fuel. Like, right sides in one can is probably enough. Drop the jack. Away he goes. He might have pulled off a genius move here. I don't know. We're going to find out. I think, like, he was losing time out there by himself, but I think he is going to resume in the lead. But they're right on him. Yeah, he's right here with the leaders, isn't he? This is the lead group. That might have been brilliant, but that second pack is coming. And this lead pack just broke in half. That front bunch wants to get away. That's what they're looking to do. They've got a lap car with them. And so does the second group. And the main pack is not gaining. That's actually kind of surprising that they're not gaining at all. The second gaggle needs to get organized or they're gonna get dropped. But the leader catching Doug and getting checked up might bring them all back here. Doug just blocked the lead group so bad. The pack's coming.
What a save.
I think we're about to see the group all come together here right at the end of the race. Got one blowing up on the apron. Nate Moorhead with engine trouble right at the end of the race. Well, Doug might have just thrown a wrench in the group coming together. No, I think a number of these cars are going to catch up here. If not all of them. Yeah, here they come. We're going to get a big pack right at the end here, aren't we? Or at least a moderately sized pack. So Mersdorf leads. As we get down to the money time in this race, the pack's starting to grow. Rod Weston sitting in second, Molitor Hill third, Jared Mogard in fourth. The group's just growing, but they're really strung out still because they're not racing at the front yet. They can stay smart and stay single file. They might keep the field stretched out and keep anybody else from getting on the back here. But I don't know that they're going to be able to do that. Mogart has a little front end damage. That must have been from that contact earlier. Pack's growing, and Rod's looking for the lead. He knows it's not going to matter now. He needs to get up to the front of this pack. But the pack's going to grow. He wants to be at the front of it. Mersdorf going backwards. Rod Weston trying to lead the train around the track here. Beresford's going to duck to the inside of Mogard. They're going to go 3 wide behind here. Mogard gets real shuffled by that. Pack just continues to grow as they race at the front. Beresford moving his way forward. We got Kevin just looking for any way to get some laps back. I don't think it's going to matter now. The 10 is out of the race. Gearbox failed on that one, and we missed when Joe Polson broke. Torgerson and Stephen Lowe just ahead of the main group. I don't know if they're going to get caught or not. Nigel Ramaswamy looking for the lead. Tom Barber on his bumper. 10 laps to go. Nigel gets shuffled. 3 wide at the front of the field. It's the kind of stuff that's just going to bring more cars into this pack. We're going to get a big pack just in time for the checkered flag, aren't we? And there's some good cars back there. Bobby Farrell's in that trailing group trying to get back on terms. Tony Gunk looking for the lead now. All the way to the bottom. Puts Gino Sphere all the way up top. Gunk trying to charge through. I don't know if they're catching those two ahead. Still 3 wide at the front of the field. This is going to draw everybody back in. Gunk edges ahead, but Glass is looking to his inside. At 36, going to go for the lead. Mersdorf giving a big push.
Boy, ended up second.
Nice. This race is down to within 10 to go.
I heard there's only one car in there.
Not anymore. That was before Jared pitted. Now we have a massive pack.
I finished second. 8 incidents, which is nice.
Trash.
Painter trying to filter his way forward.
How did the Dallas Stars score?
The 80 is a lap down, so not in
Like a
contention here.
breakout.
Same for the 46. 46 is multiple laps down.
Breakaway.
Yeah, most of them have come back together here in the pack. Painter, Mersdorf, and Gunk trying to stretch it out. 5 to go. Alright, that's 6 to go, isn't it? Oh, we got smoke. There's been an incident.
We're back on the
Doug
road to
Sparks in the
5,000.
wall. Caution's out. That's going to be the race. I think the lap cars just wrecked ahead of the leaders.
Growing.
Painter trying to get a run here on Mersdorf. Not getting the run. Mersdorf coming through 3 and 4. This is likely to be the race. Yellow flag in the air. Mersdorf will be the leader here. That might have been the race. I don't know. What the hell happened?
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, Doug Spark got turned by a pair of slower cars. Okay, so we're going to be under caution. It's going to be a single file restart if we get one. I don't know that we get this race restarted, though. And if we do, it's not going to be much time, but it would be enough for somebody to get a run on the leader, I suspect. So, our running order, Mersdorf in the lead, Painter second, Gunk third, Glass in fourth, Rod Weston's running fifth, Diggs in sixth, Beresford seventh, Daniels eighth, Whitman in ninth, and Ann sitting there with a respectable 10th place right now.
Those black Calgary uniforms are fire.
It'd be nice if Doug would pit and go all the way to the back in case we get a restart. So it's our second caution, and it may be maybe the end of the race here. I really don't know. I don't remember how many laps the last caution was. I think we might get at least one lap though, so it's going to get interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if the race is going to be over, if we're going to get a lap or two here. I don't remember how long the first caution was. Lights are still on. So we begin lap 199. So if we get anything now, it's going to be a one-lap shootout, which might be all Painter would need. I don't know that really anybody but Painter would have a chance at it if we get a one-lap shootout. There's lap cars that are going to keep the 36 from really being able to contend. Looks like a car was coming through the pit lane. Was there a car in the pit lane, or am I just... No, I'm just crazy. Spark is way near the back now, though. It's going to be the moment of truth this time around. The lights stay on, the race is over. They go out, we're going to get one lap. Kind of glad the green-white checkers aren't a thing in this sim. Because that would take all the... Jeez, that's a big flash. That would take all the drama out of what's about to happen here. I think the lights are going to go out. I think we're going to get one lap. Mersdorf's crew certainly hoping the lights stay on the pace car here. Moment of truth. It's 2 to go at the line, and do the lights go out on that pace car? We're going to get a one-lap shootout. Tighten them belts up. Do what?
Two cars on the lead lap?
No, there's a bunch of cars on the lead lap now. The 15 pitted under the previous caution, so he was able to stay out much longer than everybody else, so he put the whole field down a lap, and then took 2 tires and came back out with the leaders, but the pack formed up anyway. The only real stumbling block is there's lap cars in the queue. Like, the first 3 are on the lead lap, then there's 2 lap cars and then 4th place, and then a lap car, and then 5th place. And then another lap car. Actually, a pair of lap cars. Or a trio, yeah, there's a bunch of lap cars near the front. Jeez Louise, you probably heard that. I don't know that they can get a run in one lap to get by this car, though. But you don't need much of a run. You just need to get alongside him in one of the corners and probably be over. Alright, pace car's coming in. Pace car's off the track. One lap. White flag and green together. And green, green, green. Painter trying to get the run. Into the first 2 corners here. I think it's going to be at the end of the backstretch. It's going to be his only chance. Checkered flag's going to be in the air. He needs to get a run here. Gunk goes to the inside. Doesn't get the run. Painter, now's your time. To the bottom or nothing.
What's all the lap cars just in between?
Nobody could make a run on him. Checkered flag in the air.
I think I had a customer that was like half downs today.
Okay. I didn't think anybody was going to be able to get him in one lap. We needed 2 laps for that to really get spicy.
Yeah, it feels kind of like ARCA at Daytona whenever they do the one lap.
Final running order. Mersdorf, Painter, Gunk, Weston, Glass, Beresford, Daniels, Whitman. And comes home in 9th, Diggs in 10th, Mogard comes home 11th, Spear in 12th. Ramaswamy comes back from a lap down to finish 13th. Stump, respectful 14th. Didn't hear much from him all day. Barber, at this point, 15th. York, 16th. Rodriguez in 17th. Hill, 18th. Reigns in 19th. Farrell, disappointing finish in 20th. Tommy Davis, 21st. Isaac Grove, 22nd.
What the fuck are we looking
Ron
at?
Stout, 23rd. Cheeseman in the 24th spot. Stephen Lowe, 25th. Spike Levinson, last car in the lead lap in 26th. Now for the lap cars, Tonto, Torgerson, Pinkman, Drake, White, Carroll, DeCourcy, Pedersen, all one lap down. Bev was 2, Kevin 3, actually picked up a couple spots there at the end. He got around Sheldrick and Phillips. Doug Spark, last car running, 3 retirements, Moorhead, Polson, and Stephen Davis. So Kevin finished 36th.
It's kind of hoping for a top 15 after he ran the front all day, except 3 laps down.
I hit finish and my sim crashed. Good thing I saved an export. And next week we'll be at Richmond. That's the wrong thing.
Bluger to the box.
Flugology.
Yeah.
Hold the door. Who's VGK playing?
Calgary and Calgary. Clean burn.
What time's that?
Time is that?
All right, ready for our points.
Yeah, how much left in that?
Mersdorf is still the points leader. Diggs moves up to 2nd. Beresford moves to 3rd. Tommy Davis down to 4th. Sphere up to 5th. Painter up to 6th. Mike Carroll lost 2 spots. Dwight York lost 1. Weston up to 2. Daniels up 3. Broderick jumped up 6 spots. Ron Stout lost 3. Nigel up 3. Farrell picked up 4. Steve Inkman down 5. Scott Drake down 4. Stephen Lowe down 3. Jared Mogard jumped back into the top 20. Tony Gunk into the top 20. Mulder Hill into the top 20. Now on the outside is John Cheeseman, first one out. Then Ben White, Tonto, Spark, Stump, Torgerson, and jumps up 14 spots, but still not into the top 20. Other notables, Bev in the 33rd spot. Hawkins, 36th, missed the show tonight. Yari Rodriguez went up to 37th. Reno Jackson, who also missed the show, down some. Same for Stapleton. Armstrong down a bunch of spots. Kevin managed to make a race and lose a spot. Don't know how he did that. All right, we will see